Hello Sagittarius, thank you so much for joining me. I hope all is well in your world today. This is for you if you are Sagittarius, Sun, Moon or Rising. It's also for you if you just come across the video, like the title, and it resonates with you, you're absolutely more than welcome to take it. Also, it's a general reading, so we're all going to come to the reading with a different theme in mind, a different issue going on in our lives. So, you know, just apply what I'm saying to that and just take what you need and leave behind what you don't. So, to start off with, I've got these beautiful new cards, these Jessica Rue Woodland Wardens card. I got them for my birthday last month and they're gorgeous. They're filled with all the lovely things in life that I adore, animals and plants and flowers. So they're really nice and they're really good for reading with. So let's find you 3 cards, Sagittarius, that are going to give us the general energy, the general theme of this month's reading. Okay, so a bit of a shuffle. Oh, throwing them all over as always. A bit more of a shuffle and we'll get 3 for you. Okay, so these cards, they may sort of bring together a theme for us, or they may just weave themselves in within your reading. So we've got, I've not had that one before, the Cayman and the Poppy, Dreams. We've got the Bobcat and Blackthorn, Patience. And we've got the Frog and the Lotus, Metamorphosis. Interesting. Dreams, Patience and Metamorphosis. So this sort of leads me to believe that you're on a little bit of a path toward your hopes and dreams, and maybe you need to have a little bit of patience, that things don't actually happen overnight, and actually things may, situations may change into something that you're not expecting, or people may be changing, allowing, you to, allowing you to move forward into this path towards your hopes and dreams. So let's have some cards. We're using the Rider-Waite deck here, as usual, to delve a little bit deeper and look into your past energy, your current energy, your future energy, and then we're going to pick 3 cards at the end, which will give us a little bit of advice and guidance with how to best navigate the month. Oh gosh, I'm really sorry. My shuffling is diabolical today. Okay. Don't forget, if you like the reading, it'd be really great if you could, give it a thumbs up. Also, if you like what you see and you'd like to catch up with other readings, please, press subscribe. That would be amazing. And I'd also love to hear how the reading resonates with you, if it fits with what's going on with you at the moment, and how, or if it doesn't, that's okay too. So I've just dropped a card on the floor. I'm going to pick it up. It's actually the Tower card, so I am actually going to take that because it landed straight up and was just looking at me down on the floor. So we're going to have that, and then I'll have 3 others. Okay, so we have the Star card, we have the 10 of Wands, and we have the 4 of Cups. Okay, let's go have 3 cards to clarify these. Obviously, the Tower card, if any of you have had that before, then you'll know that it's all about clearing the way for something new. It's a really great card. A lot of people find it a little bit scary, but it brings space or makes space for something new to come, because sometimes the universe gives us little cues, little opportunities to set ourselves on the right path, and more often than not we don't actually listen, we don't connect with our intuition and our higher self, and we just carry on doing what we're doing and don't pay attention. And the Tower card is the universe just saying, right, this is it. I've had enough now. You need to get yourself back on this path. Stop dithering around over there and get on this path that you met that is going to take you to where you need to be going. And so the Tower card, it takes the situation away. So it'll knock the Tower down and, you know, then allow you to build again, you know, on a more solid, better foundation and ascending you in the right direction. So something may well have happened in your recent past that's done just that, just taken you out of a situation, or it could actually even be an epiphany, so a completely change in how you're thinking. Something could have just flipped that switch, and you've actually just decided, actually, no, that's not what's going to happen, that's not how I think about things, let's think about this in a different way, and then that itself is going to send you off in a different direction. So, but the main thing is that something has happened in your recent past that's done that. And it may not be as dramatic as, you know, you've lost your job or you've lost your home or your relationship. It can, you know, as in the tarot, it means something completely different to every single person. So it could just mean that, you know, your boss has left at work and it means that now you've got to take on a slightly different role. It could be that, you know, something's happened where, you know, your partner's having to do slightly different hours, which means that you're sort of having to pivot slightly and do something that means that, you know, it's changed your hours. You know, so it can be just something small or it can be something big. It's going to be different for everybody. But whatever it is, something's happened that's out of your control, that's pushed you in a slightly different direction. So we've got the Star card straight after that, and that's a really good card it's a card of healing, it's a card of being grounded, and I think that is actually what it means right now for you, is you being, despite the Tower card coming in and swooping and changing and diverting you slightly, you're still managing to stay grounded. You know, you're finding that connection still to reality. You're not getting swayed too much, and you know, you're not getting too carried away with on an emotional level. You're just keeping things really grounded, and you're just taking it in your stride. We've got the 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Wands, he's carrying all these sticks. He's carrying this heavy weight, and you know, it's not a bad thing, because in the card, that's his harvest. You know, he's grown all these things and now he's got to get them home. And I think this is you with something that you've created, or with something that, you know, just your life, well, your life that you've created, something within it, whether that's, you know, work, whether that's relationship. You're feeling like you're carrying a bit of a burden, a heavy load at the moment, and it's not something that's, you know, you're feeling resentful about or something bad. It's just something that's come into play, that you seem to be carrying a lot of weight on your shoulders at the moment. But the thing to remember is, with the 10 of Wands, is it's the end of the cycle. It's nearly time for you to put those sticks down, to put those wands down, and to put all that burden down, because, you know, it's come to the end of the necessity of carrying that burden. So maybe this Tower shift, this Tower card has released you from the burden of you carrying the weight of something on your shoulders. So we've got the 4 of Cups as well, and he's sat there under a tree. He's looking at his cups. He's looking a bit brassed off because he's not, you know, maybe a little bit disappointed. The cups aren't giving him what he wants, you know. So maybe there's a situation going on, or there's been a situation in your recent past. And again, recent past can mean last night, can mean last week, it can mean a couple of weeks ago. Something's been happening, or something that you've got in your recent past, or you've had in your recent past, has not been offering you and giving you what you need, really. Or you're not getting from it the satisfaction, the pleasure, the joy, the love, whatever, out of this situation. and you're a little bit brassed off with the whole situation and not really very contented, not really very happy about the whole thing. But what you need to remember is that, you know, he's actually being offered a cup here. So you're going to be offered something which may well be in the form of this tower situation, this opportunity to put down your heavy burden. You're being offered another way, another thing, another something that's gonna bring you that satisfaction, that's gonna bring you that love, that contentment, that joy. So do not fear. So hopefully this is all, you know, we're speaking past energy, so hopefully this has all played itself out in your recent past in some form, like I say, in a more amplified way for some, and in a smaller, more subdued way for others. And we've got the Strength card as a clarifier, and this is you finding your inner strength, you know, taming your inner lion. And as we speak about that, it's about our inner voice, our inner critic that's just constantly, you know, giving us a lot of negative self-talk generally. I mean, some of us have this more than others, that negative self-talk that just, you know, that makes you, you know, things feel difficult. And so, you know, you're gathering your strength together, you're taming that lion, you're pulling your strength, and in order to get through, carry those sticks over the finish line so that you can eventually put them down. We've got the Three of Swords as well. And this is very much the card of grief, of loss, of actually healing, because with those emotions and those things come healing, don't they? Because we have to go through them in order for us to come out the other side. But I actually think it's not as huge as that for most of you. It's simply that loss of whatever the tower has come and swept away from you and taken away and changed you and put you on the different path. I think the Three of Swords is just those natural feelings of loss that come with something, with change, when maybe you've been quite comfortable in that change and feeling, you know, life's quite easy, nothing exciting's happened, and nothing, you know, I'm not really going anywhere in particular in life at the moment, but you know, it's easy and it's comfortable, and you know, I'm in a groove and it's okay. So when things change and the universe knocks us off out of that groove and onto a different path, then we can feel that sense of loss, and that's completely natural. We've also got the Ace of Pentacles. So I think this is the product of the Tower card, because aces are a seedling of change, a seedling of possibility and potential. So you've been offered, the hands coming out the cloud with a pentacle for you, giving you the opportunity to nurture and bring something into life. So that could be in a pentacle, that can be love, it can be work, business, creativity, something that you maybe want to be creative with and start turning into something tangible, because we've got the Ace of Pentacles here. It's a little garden, and it's at the bottom there, and like a garden, the Ace of Pentacles needs to be loved, it needs to be nurtured, it needs to be watered, it needs to be cared for and pruned, and you know, all those things that will nurture and bring it into life in some form. So this could even, I'm just looking down there, we've got the Cayman and Poppy, I'm drawn over to that card. This could be your dream, you know, this could be the beginning of you heading towards your dreams. So let's have a little look at some future energy for you, Sagittarius. Okay. So we have the Five of Cups. We have the Fool, we have the Two of Swords, and then some clarifiers, the King of Wands, the Ace of Wands, push my glasses back up, and the Six of Pentacles. So, the Five of Wands, the Five of Cups, as we spoke before about loss, about feeling disappointed, and you know, that things maybe aren't turning out the way that you wanted to. And I think the Five of Cups, speaks of disappointment, but not actually looking at the bigger picture and focusing a little bit too much on the negative side of things rather than the positive, because he's looking down at his 3 cups in front of him that have tumbled over, but he's not actually realising that there's 2 cups still standing in the background there if he chooses to just look at things from a slightly different perspective. And so this card is all about, you know, being disappointed but actually not seeing the bigger picture, not taking a step back and realising that you've actually, you know, you may have lost something may have changed, but you still have something amazing that you can work with, that you can, you know, that's actually there for you, helping you to set yourself onto that new path, the one towards your hopes and dreams. So I think, you know, at the moment you may be feeling that little bit of disappointment. You may be feeling like you've, you know, focusing on what you've lost. Instead, you need to shift that focus and focus on actually what you could have and what you do have, which will help you then move forward onto this new way, this new path. We have the Fool, and he is setting off on a new journey. It's the beginning of the tarot, the 0 card, and it is the start of the major arcana, the Fool's journey. And so you are stepping out into this onto this new path with this new way of being, this carefree, innocent, new way. Because in the Fool, he's there and he's taking a leap of faith. He's got his knapsack on his back. He's literally got what he can carry, and he's off on an adventure. And I think this is the energy that you are going to be working with, hopefully at the moment. Just taking that leap of faith, just not focusing too much on what you've lost and just really dragging yourself forward, whether that can be, you know, it might be a little bit difficult for you or not, but just knowing that you have got this new journey, this new opportunity, this new Ace of Pentacles, this new thing that you can nurture and grow and create this new path for you to walk down. So we've got the 2 of Swords as well there, and that is all about procrastinating on a decision. So you may have a decision to make, but you need to not procrastinate on that too much, to take your blindfold off, to look at the choices that you've got in front of you and actually just take that leap of faith, set yourself off on the journey, the Fool's journey. Because when we don't make choices, when we don't pick a choice, then the energy is stagnant. Everything stops, doesn't it? And the moment we begin to start making choices, start moving ourselves forward, start putting a little bit of energy into something, then things will start really motoring ahead. And I think, if you're feeling a little bit stagnated at the moment, a little bit sort of deer in the headlights because you've got choices to make and you're too afraid maybe to make them, or you're frightened of what the outcome's going to be, or that you're going to lose out on one choice if you make the other. You've just got to make that choice to set yourself off, to push that energy forward. And remember, choices, you can change things. You don't have to stick to something. If things, you get into that journey and things, sort of come to a little bit of a point where you think, oh, this isn't going right. Well, do you know what? You can divert slightly. And that's what happens when you connect with your intuition and you really feel your way through, rather than just thinking your way through all the time. So we've got the King of Swords here, and he is very confident. So maybe this is the energy that you need to, or you need to embody at the moment. He's very confident. He's not afraid to make decisions. He's not afraid to take action and move forward. He knows exactly where he wants to go and how he's going to get there. And I think, hopefully you've got this at the moment as well. So, despite the fact you may be having a bit of a wobble and focusing too much on what you've lost, you know, you deep down, you know where you need to be going and how you're going to get there, because it's within you, within this King of Wands energy. So we've got the Ace of Wands as well, and that's the beginning of something new, setting yourself off towards your joys and your passions, towards the things that make you happy. It could also be work related, so you could be setting off on a new career, a new work project, a new business, but the Ace of Wands is here offering you that wand, that new potential of something exciting and new. So, you know, are you going to take it? You need to make that choice. We've also got here the Six of Pentacles, and he's all about finding balance. He's all about letting the energy flow as well, because I think, you know, when things get too stagnated, as I've just said before, about when you start making choices and making decisions, the energy flows in its natural way. And when the Six of Pentacles very much speaks of giving and taking, of by giving too much, that's not right, is it? It doesn't work right. That balance isn't there. By taking too much, that's just also tips the balance, and that's not right. Also, it doesn't feel comfortable. So I think this is the Six of Pentacles is all about keeping everything within balance, so that the energy will flow and things really move forward. So let's have some future energy for you, Sagittarius. I'm quite excited about your reading. It feels really really positive and really like things are going to take a big shift for you. I'm being drawn down to the bobcat and the blackthorn there, patience. So I think, you know, if you're an impatient person, I think you just need to take a little bit of a breath and know that things will work out in their own way, in their own time. But you've got to put some energy behind it. So, and I think, you know, this is all about, you know, the Frog and Lotus Metamorphosis is all about you changing from one person and one way of being and one way of doing into another in some form. And that's a really exciting thing, because that's how, you know, what we're meant to do. We're meant to change, we're meant to grow, we're meant to learn, we're meant to have new adventures and, you know, try new things. And I think by doing that, you're really going to help yourself grow in it in a really positive way. So let's find some future energy for Sagittarius. Right, try not to drop any. Okay, we have the Page of Cups, we have the Judgment card. So again, that falls in with the Metamorphosis, because in the Judgment card, people are this is the card of rebirth. So you're stepping from one, and you know, from the people are stepping out of the coffins from one state into another, and this is the Metamorphosis card. It's you being reborn and having a rebirth of some description, from being, you know, you now into being a completely different you. And as I've said to everybody pretty much on in this month's, the last few months reading, this time, this end of, since sort of July, August, September and onwards this year, this is, I think the universe is really giving us the opportunity to set ourselves off on a completely different path, because 2025, 2026 is going to be astrologically, there's going to be big changes and you know, a bit of a bumpy road ahead of us. But I think the universe is giving us the opportunity to get ourselves set in the best position possible for us to navigate that. And so there's lots of changes happening for a lot of people at the moment. We're being offered new paths, new different directions to go into, and it's up to you whether you choose to do that. And I think the ones that do are going to, you know, find themselves able to best navigate what's coming ahead of us in the best possible way. So yeah, so, you know, a rebirth and just setting that sat nav, that inner sat nav, off on the in the right direction to guide you towards the place you're meant to be for the next few years. You know, that's amazing. Right, we've got the Knight of Cups. and we have got, as clarifiers, we've got the Nine of Wands, we have the King of Pentacles, and we have the Eight of Swords. Okay, so future energy, quite an emotional time in you, sort of imminent future, but I think this is you beginning to balance your emotions and to start feeling a little bit better about what's been happening. You know, it may have felt quite bumpy, you may have been quite emotional about the changes that you're making. Again, you know, this could be little for some people, it could be really big for others. But you are, you know, you're beginning to be this, you know, have this rebirth and have this change within you that's, you know, going to be quite, you know, quite significant for you moving forward. And so I think, you know, you're really managing and balancing your emotions a lot better. And, you know, you may be finding yourself in a position where you've got, you know, the potential of some new love coming your way, or you may just be really heading towards a better emotional, more balanced state, and maybe taking steps to actually do that, rather than it being subconscious. Maybe you're actually consciously trying to work towards feeling better on a more emotional level. So we've got sorry, went brain dead there a little minute. the nine of wands, the Nine of Wands, and he's all about persistence. It's about, you know, not giving up. You know, you may have been through a difficult time. This whole change may have felt quite traumatic or quite difficult emotionally for you, but be persistent. You know, the man here, the wounded soldier, he's been through the wars and he's looking back at all the difficult stuff that's been going on, but he needs to remember to keep moving forward, to be persistent and keep walking in the right direction towards where you're heading, because there's no point looking back at, you know, anything. Just keep moving forward, be persistent, even if it's just baby steps, a little bit at a time, just making the moves in the right direction. As long as you head in that right way, then you're going to be absolutely fine. The King of Pentacles, the richest king in the pack. He's sat there, he's surrounded by all of his abundance, all of his wealth. He's very, very confident, he's very powerful. And I think, you know, you heading in that right direction, having this rebirth, having, you know, this change that's happening in your life is sending you on the right path towards being that King of Pentacles, towards finding you know, a better, more abundant way of being. You know, because the king, he, you know, abundance doesn't have to necessarily mean funds, you know, finances. It can mean an abundance of all the things that bring you joy. So whatever it is, whatever that means to you, well, that could be people around you, that could be love, it could be, you know, an abundance of time. But he's, you know, I think you are heading towards, you know, being that King of Pentacles, whatever that means to you, because you're having this rebirth, because you're really, you know, heading towards your dreams. You know, you're really changing within yourself, and maybe you're manifesting because you're in this more higher vibrational state, and you're more open to allowing things to move towards you in a more positive way. Maybe you're manifesting those things towards you because you're feeling in more alignment of where you are going, because you've had this shift within yourself. You're more in alignment with your dreams, so then they're going to flow towards you a lot quicker. We've got the Eight of Swords as well in your future energy, so we need to be careful to not try and let our brain do a number on us, our mind take over and you know, create this negative reality that you know, we sometimes, I know as Virgo, you know, I'm classic for that. It's, you know, creating this reality within my mind that's not actually it's not actually real, because I overthink things and make things feel bigger than they are, more painful than they are. I can't do that because of this, and in reality it's not that way. So I think it's important for you to try not to let your mind get carried away and set you off on a negative path, maybe self-sabotaging so that you diverted from the path that you should be on. I'll have a couple of clarifiers for that, I think. A couple of clarifiers for this Ace of Swords, should I say. If I said Ace of Wands, I always get them mixed up. Sorry, I always say wands when it should be swords, and swords when it should be wands. Right. We've got the High Priestess, and we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So the High Priestess, she's very in touch with her emotional state, and with her intuition. She's deeply intuitive. So I think that maybe to help you get through this situation, you maybe need to draw a little bit more on your intuition and trust your intuition a little bit more, rather than using this and not and getting carried away and creating other realities in your mind, when you really need to ground yourself and really connect yourself to your deep intuition that we all have, that we don't always listen to, and that is going to help you to move forward, rather than you just using your brain, using your mind and letting that guide you. Your intuition is there, and you need to connect with it to help you to move forward. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune. That is another signifier, another clue that the wheels started to change. A new cycle is beginning. The wheel is constantly moving. We go through periods of positive things happening, a period of negative things spattered through. But we need to always remember that the Wheel of Fortune is always moving. And when we're having a difficult time, things will move and things will get better, because that's just the way that the wheel works. And so, I think by following your intuition, not getting distracted by your head and your mind, then that's really going to help that wheel, grease the wheels, so that things can move forward and you can head towards this better, positive place. So let's find 3 cards, Sagittarius, that will give you a little bit of advice and guidance on how to best navigate the month of October. It's going to be an interesting one for you. I'd love to know how it pans out for you. Let's move those up there a little bit. Find 3 cards for Sagittarius. Okay, we have the 7 of Wands, we have the Ace of Cups, and we have the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so this month, you don't need to defend yourself with the changes that you're making. This is the card of him defending himself. He's stood on higher ground. He's defending himself to the people below him. You have the right to make changes. You have the right to move forward. Things don't always have to stay the same. When we start making changes, people can often find it very difficult, because they put you in a particular box and you fit there, and you make them feel all right, and you make them feel happy, and they know exactly where they're up to with you. And when you start to change, and when things start to change, things can make other people feel more uncomfortable. But do you know what? It's tough, isn't it? Because, you need to grow, you need to change, and you're entitled to change things. So don't be afraid to defend yourself against the change, to other people. Stick to your guns, follow your intuition, listen to your intuition, and really just move on through. We've got the Ace of Cups here, and obviously an ace is a little seedling of potential, a little seedling of possibility. So during this month, open your heart out, be really open to allowing all this new love and joy and contentment that's coming your way because of the changes that you're making. It may be quite challenging at times. You may feel challenged at the moment, but being open to those lovely feelings, again, it's when you're in that place of alignment, allowing those that love and that passion and joy and compassion towards you, then you're going to feel that more inside, and you're going to attract that from the outside as well. So it may well be that you bring in, people towards you, people to, into your life that are going to, supply you with extra love and joy and compassion. So that's never a bad thing. So we've got the Four of Pentacles there, and that's about trying not to hold on to things too tight. It's about going back to that Six of Pentacles, about letting things flow, about not giving too much, not receiving too much, just getting that balance of life, that balance of energy just right, so things flow nicely, and you're not clinging on to anything too much, because again, when we cling on to things stagnate, life stagnates, the energy just stops. And so by letting go, we can release things and allowing new stuff to come towards us. So Sagittarius, that's been a really interesting reading. I've gone on a little bit longer than I usually do. I hope that's been helpful to you. Again, I'd love to know how in the comments below, and I'd absolutely love it if you'd join our community with a subscribe. That would be amazing. It's growing. We're having some lovely people are popping in and leaving some nice comments, and it's really nice to get those. So it'd be lovely if you could join us. So have a really great day, have a great month, and I will see you again very, very soon.